What's up everybody, it's RobinGaming here. So Watch Dogs will be coming out in about 9 days from now, so it's already getting very close, and for me of course it is then time to ask you if you are actually getting the game, how excited you are and on what platform. So first of all, let me know that in the comments, are you getting Watch Dogs and on which system, and how excited are you for the game. Now for me personally, I am getting Watch Dogs day one for sure. I really think it's going to be a great game, but in terms of how excited I am, I would say, I don't know, I've always had this kind of, I wouldn't call it love-hate relationship or something, but I've never been too crazy excited about it. Even since the announcement, it seemed that when Watch Dogs was announced at E3 of 2012, people were going crazy, the game looked amazing for sure, and, some very interesting hacking gameplay and stuff that we saw. I think, yeah, at that point when the next-gen consoles weren't announced yet or shown yet, people were really like, this feels like a next-gen game, a pure next-gen game, and everybody got so excited. And from that moment on, I've always been like, yeah, the game looks great, and I'm sure it's going to be an 8 or a 9 out of 10 for most review sites and that kind of stuff. And I still think so at this point. I still think it's going to be a super solid game that I'm going to have a lot of fun with, playing. But at the same time, I never really was like, oh, this is going to be absolutely mind-blowing, or this is going to be, super special, if you know what I mean. Because, it's a Ubisoft game, right? And I think what we've learned about Ubisoft open world games is that they like to copy each other all the time, and that's not a bad thing, but that does mean that I think that those games are pretty similar to each other all the time. And from the gameplay we've seen of Watch Dogs right now, I think it looks very similar to, say, an Assassin's Creed or a Far Cry, or maybe even in some aspects a GTA, because yeah, it's this huge open world, kind of like GTA style, modern day, driving around in your car and that kind of stuff. But yeah, like I said, in terms of gameplay, you can take over these zones and the side missions and main missions. It's very similar to, say, a Far Cry or an Assassin's Creed, and that's not a bad thing because those games are great. I really enjoy the Far Cry series, and Assassin's Creed is kind of like a different story, but the latest entry, which was AC4, I really enjoyed as well. And, that definitely means that I think Watch Dogs will be an amazing game. Don't get me wrong, yeah, I think it's going to be great. I hope I'm going to have a blast playing it. It's just that I don't think it's going to be as mind-blowing as some people have made it out to be. Now, we know of Watch Dogs, for example, that it will run at, I think it is 900p in 30 frames per second on PS4. For me personally, I've always said it, I don't think frame rate is that big of an issue. I would definitely prefer 60 FPS over 30, but, at the same time, I'm like, I don't really care. A game is game, right? And if it's good, whether it runs on 30 frames or 60 frames, I will be happy with it. It's a shame it won't run at 60, but hey, I'm happy with 30 right now. And yeah, I just hope that the game will really surprise me, because there's some things we don't know a lot about yet, which is, for example, the story. And I think there was a story trailer, right? I think what I can recall from it is that Aiden Pierce's wife dies or something, or gets killed, and then he's basically it's basically a story about revenge, I believe, which leads him to, in some way, hacking stuff. I don't know why exactly, but we're going to find that out, right? And I think, I really hope that the story will be surprising, because, I love me some good, storytelling in games, and therefore, if the game can offer me that, that's something I wouldn't have seen coming at first, and therefore can really surprise me. I hope that's going to happen, because I really think, that this game is going to be great. Once again, let me repeat myself here, I just don't think it will be as mind-blowing as people make it out to be, but there are some aspects that could really surprise me, like a good story or something like that. So yeah, those are pretty much my thoughts on Watch Dogs. I'm getting it for sure on the PS4 day one, and I will be using gameplay in my videos for sure. But yeah, is it gonna be great? I'm sure of it. I just hope it will be even better than I expect right now. So yeah, with that being said, let me know your thoughts on Watch Dogs. Are you getting it on day one, and on which platforms? And of course, how excited are you for the game? Just let me know that in the comments. And then from now, I would like to thank you a lot for watching, and hope to see you again next time.
Motivation, such an aggravation.